Greetings hobbyists, this is Add Ons, and in this video series we're having a look at some of the less talked about extensions in Blender that are worth your time checking out. And in this video we're looking at Circular Stacker. Let's have a look at how this works. Let's say I've got a cylinder, let's up this, and I want to make some sort of mechanical piece. So let's just scale this on everything other than the Z-axis, and we've got something here, and we want to add rivets. You'll notice I'm always wanting to add rivets to things. Maybe it's just the way I model, but we're going to get a round cube. Let's up this to 16, and now we're going to make multiple copies of this. We're going to say I'm going to want, 8. So let's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we're going to select all of these circles. And then the way this is going to work is we're going to go to Object, Transform, and Distribute Objects in a Circular Stack. Now we'll have a look at these options in a second, but let's talk about one other thing first, and that is that this works around the 3D cursor. So we could have had these spheres pretty much anywhere. So if I shift and right click, and then select these circles again and do exactly the same thing, so Object, Transform, and Distribute Objects in a Circular Stack, you'll notice it'll be over there instead. Right, let's just Shift and S and bring the cursor to the world origin, and we'll just do that again because it will move everything for us. So let's go through our settings. Probably the most important one is our skip count. This tells us how many we're going to have. So I want, let's say, 8. So that's working pretty nicely. We can change our radius up and down, so I can put this perfectly to the point that I want. I think this looks pretty good to me, maybe a little bit more. And then one of the nice things we can do is set our Z offset per object. Really liking this, I think that's got a lot of potential. Just going to put that down to 0 for now. Now obviously I need to move these up slightly, so we could do that in a second, but what I'm actually going to do is just G and Z this down so that we've got our rivets showing. Now, another nice feature, let's say I'm going to have something different about this object. Let's say, as Alt and W for box cutter, that I want to cut out this through here. So I'm not going to want one of these actually, I need to get rid of them. And maybe we have this over the other side as well. Now, obviously, I can come in and delete these. Like that's totally an option. In fact, let's just move these around a bit just to show what we're doing. So let's just G and move those there. So what I'm going to do now is exactly the same thing. Let's just W to come out of box cutter, and I'm going to Object, Transform, and then Distribute Circles in a Stack. And we've set 8 now, and this has really nicely done that. But you'll notice that obviously we've got 2 missing because we don't have 8 objects. But we can control this. If I change this from skip mode to by count to use skip pattern, you'll notice that we can put the skip pattern or the skip list. So in this instance, we've got 4 ones, which means that our objects get stacked on top of each other. Look, you can see 2 here, and this is where the height increment comes in. So you can actually have multiple objects stacked on top of each other, which is really cool. So you could make loads and loads of these and have objects stacked. But we don't want to do that. We want to have 8. So we can just change this by adding in 4 more ones. And then click somewhere else, and it's done that. But obviously this isn't what we wanted. So what we can do is change one of those ones out for a 0. And if we click, you'll notice that we're starting from here. We've now missed that one out, but that still counts as a point. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We also want to miss out the 5th point. So I come to my 5th point, delete that, hit 0, and then click, and then now we've set that as our pattern. And if we have more of these rivets, not that we'd use rivets for this, they would stack up on top of each other. So let's just create a different object and sort of demonstrate that. So let's just bring in a cube, and what I'm going to do is, let's turn one of these sides into a pyramid. So M and then merge at center. So we're going to do the same thing for this. So let's just Shift and D and then Shift and R. So we've got 2, and I'm just going to I'll make more than we need just to demonstrate this. So let's just select all of these over in the object outliner, and once again, Object, Transform, Distribute Objects in a Circular Stack, and you can see how these stack up. Great. But they're all pointing in the same direction. Now this is where we've got some of our other options. Firstly, we can choose our Z-axis rotation, so we can turn all of them around to face a different direction. Nice. Let's put that back to 0. We can also rotate, so we can rotate this around a bit. I should have mentioned that earlier probably. But most importantly, we can tell it to face the center. Now in this instance, this hasn't faced the center in the way we want. If we undo this, you'll notice that it's faced everything in the positive X direction from the look of it. So if we turn this to our individual origins, an R and do 90, and then Control and A and apply the rotation, When we do the same thing now, so object transform and distribute, everything will point to the center because the positive X direction points towards the center. So depending on what you want, you can pretty much manipulate this exactly how you want. So there we go. There are obviously other options for doing things like this. ND, for example, which is also free, has a really cool radial array. So if I just bring in another round cube here, we don't need to make multiples. I can just click here and then we just hit F. There we go. It's guessed I want to do a circular array. We can click that and it's going to array around the central object. We can hold Control to change the offset. So let's put that out to somewhere here, and then change this to 8, and we can change the rotation axis. For example, if I hit A, it will change the direction that's working in. But I don't think this has the option to miss out particular parts. So both of these very useful for different purposes and depending on what you want. As always, I hope you're finding these free extension videos useful. It's so awesome that people add these to the Blender extension warehouse for free, and whether it's an extension I intend to use or not, honestly, you are all fantastic. Thank you so much for the developers that do this. Hope to see you in the next video, and have a great day.